Howdy guys, how's it going? So today we are going to be looking at some more gear. Specifically, we're going to be looking at rain jackets and rain pants across a fairly broad price range and some different material types. And although this rain gear can be used for pretty much the exact same tasks, some of them are better suited for certain things and certain activities. Now, some of these things are going to really fluctuate in price just depending on, world events, how much they have in stock, what color options you go for, things like that. So what I'm going to do is just, whenever I'm editing this, at the time of editing the video, I'm going to put the price on the screen. And as always, I will link to all the items that you see in this video, assuming they are still available on the internet. And I'm going to take and try to go in order of the budget options first, and then we'll get to, the most expensive, most technical shells that are in this pile. And now, if you are new, this is the first video you're seeing. All of this gear is stuff that I have been using for a hot minute. The nice thing about a lot of this rain gear and stuff is it does wear very well and it does clean up very nicely. Some things I've obviously used more than others, but if you're new, just take and click on the channel, make sure you subscribe. You can just search through rain camps that I've done and you'll see a lot of this stuff being used in the mountains. But let's jump right into it. So first up, we will start with this gray jacket and gray pants set, because this does fall in what I would consider the budget / value category, but it is still an extremely well-made rain jacket and pants set for what it is. This particular set is made by a company called Little Donkey Andy. I know it's kind of a strange name, but I have used a good number of their clothing items, from like button-up shirts, insulated jackets, and then I've got one of their windbreakers, and then this rain jacket set. And I've had this for about 2 years. And as far as going out into the woods, this is a set that I've probably used the least. The jacket's really good because of this gray color scheme. I forget the other color options that they offer it in at the moment. But it's really good to wear to town, and this jacket's actually probably been used the most by my mother. She really likes it. She really likes the color. So now, this jacket is 100% polyester, and that's pretty much what you're going to, run into, especially when you're talking about the budget jackets. It does have the nice mesh liner, which keeps that material. It helps separate it from your skin, so you don't really get that clammy, wet feeling, especially if you start to sweat just a hair, because this is not breathable at all, aside from any ventilation that you take and get from, unzipping the jacket in the front. A jacket like this could really benefit from, having a back vent, and you do often see that. Also, whenever you're kind of in more of the budget range, you're not going to find any jackets that have pit zips, which for me, whether it's a smock or rather it's a rain jacket, I really like having pit zips, because that's an area where I accumulate a lot of heat, and 9.5 times out of 10 I end up sweating quite a bit. And then you just have your standard zipper pockets here on the front. Good size on these. One thing I think they could have done is they could have took and just had the mesh backing for these pockets instead of just having them, again, just polyester, so that you could unzip these and just get a bit more ventilation into the jacket if you needed it. And then with these particular pants, same thing, 100% polyester, come with an integrated belt. You got that same mesh lining. This is one of the first brands at this price point that actually included a good number of pockets, and they also are zippered. So zippered front pockets, you got Velcro cargo pockets, which if you're having to wear a pair of pants for an extended period of time, like rain pants, like if you're in a position where you're not going to be moving around for a good bit of time, that's really nice. And then you got one zippered back pocket. One issue though that I found with a lot of rain pants is these pants don't have any type of zipper, not even around your ankle and calf area. So if you're wearing boots, you're going to have to take your boots off, slide these on, and then if you need to take them off, same difference. And if you are moving around a bit, or you're needing to wear this stuff while you're hiking for a short period of time, like, you are going to start sweating in this pretty quickly if you're hiking in it for any strenuous hiking. So not being able to take these on or off, you know, quickly, or without having to, you know, get your feet out and potentially step on wet ground or something, that is a bit of a drawback. But overall, the little Donkey Andy rain pants and jacket set is, I think, really good for the money if you're just wanting to stay on the more budget side. Like, you can always go out and get extremely cheap rain gear, like frog togs. I've had those, and that's one set that that's something I wish I did have to show in this, is a set of frog togs. The problem with those are they are very prone to tearing and ripping, and that's why I don't have the set that I bought, was because I used them a few times and I wasn't doing any hardcore cutting through brush with them because I knew the limitations, but even then the jacket and the pants ended up ripping. So I think they're good, yeah, for being on the water and around the fully open area. They're lightweight, compact, all that good old stuff, but the material is very easy to compromise. So there's that one. Now moving on to one that's probably some of the best value, and we talked about this in one of the budget bushcraft and camping gear videos, but that is the British military Gore-Tex jacket and pants set. Now, as I mentioned, with, you know, prices, world events, we got tariffs, all that stuff, so that for, you know, everybody here in the United States, that is going to be a factor. But I mean, it's really hard to beat. It does have some drawbacks. The first and probably biggest drawback for me is there's no hood. I don't fully understand why there's not a hood. I know they have some type of like Gore-Tex winter cap that they use, but if you was having to use this rain jacket in warmer conditions, I think it could really benefit from, you know, having a hood, and that's what I would like to see on a jacket like this. Normally, if I'm going to be taking this jacket, I'll wear one of my OILSKIN OUTBACK trading hats with a wide brim on it, and then I'm good to go, because these things do pack really, really small because they're not extremely thick Gore-Tex material. Like if you wanted to compare it, the U.S. military modular sleep system Gore-Tex bivy, you know, it is a thicker Gore-Tex, and this is thinner. But I've cut through thick brush with this thing and not had any issues with holes on the jacket or the pants. And then you don't have any pockets here on the front, but you do have Velcro sleeve pockets on the arms that you can put things in. So that's nice. Now, I've actually used the pants with this set more than I've used the jacket. This jacket is really good to take out and use as like a windbreaker type of layer, a wind stopping layer. And then if you know you're going to be experiencing light rain, and a lot of times just having a cap on your head, unless it's just a downpour, will kind of protect your head from you know, a good amount of light precipitation. But because these pants are so, they pack so small and compact, I really like to pair these with other rain jackets. But then, to the biggest thing about military rain pants in general, is they should always have these large, like all the way up to your waist side zips. So what you can do is, I got on, you know, this big clunky pair of Zamberlan hunting boots. You can just put your leg in there, and they have an elastic waistband with a cinch cord. Then I can just pull them up over my waist, up over my gun, could cinch them down, and then you got a waterproof zip that runs down, and then some Velcro that goes over. Okay, and there you have it. Now, these pants don't have any pockets, but they do have two-way zippers. So you can unzip right here and easily reach in to your front pocket. I can zip it down further, access my cargo pocket, and that's just really quick and easy to pull these back up. So these are some of my favorite rain pants, again, because they're so compact. They are Gore-Tex, so you do get a wee bit of breathability with them. And so far, they've worn really good. Without tariffs and all of that crap that was going on, these just extremely good price, so you don't even have to really stress about if you was to ruin them, because they wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't be breaking the bank to replace them. And then also, you know, they are camouflage, so if you're looking for a camouflage set of waterproof jacket and pants, then here you go. So big 2 thumbs up for these. So now let's take a look at some other ones. Okay, and now in the much loved woodland camo pattern, we have got the Pentagon Hurricane rain jacket and pants set. This is one that you guys have seen me use a good bit, and I've really been amazed at just like how well this jacket is still looking. Like it just cleans up so nicely, and I've not even had to retreat this thing yet, but I'll probably do that sometime soon. And with like these breathable materials, you need to get you a good tech wash. There's a couple different ones. I didn't bring out the one. Dry Guys is the one that I've used the most, but you know, there's lots of good ones out there. And this jacket right here is made of a Gore-Tex-like material, and I believe that right there is the name of it. For the hydrostatic head rating on all of these, they vary a bit, but again, I've been in really heavy rain for a good bit of time with this jacket and pants, and never really had any issue with any water getting into it. We'll put this on. So unlike the last one, we do have a really nice large hood. Like if anybody's watching this, I don't play airsoft or anything like that, but anybody that's going to be like wearing helmets or something, that hood right there would and should fit over most of them. Now with this being a tactical / outdoor jacket, you got lots of nice pockets, so that is a big thing for me. So here on the chest, you got 2 extremely large chest pockets to go all the way up to the shoulder here, so you know you can fit documents, just literally anything that you'd want. They go all the way down to your side here, and they take and meet your armpit zips. Zipped that the wrong way, I think. So these have really nice and large armpit zips, which I pretty much always have open if I'm going to be moving around. And then once I get to camp, you know, I can zip them up, because with the rain gear, especially when you get into fall and winter, it's more about being part of a layering system, and they're a phenomenal way to kind of really hold in your body heat. So like right now, I'm wearing a wool sweater, so you combine these with like a wool or a fleece or a puffy jacket if it's really cold, and you're pretty much guaranteed to be warm and comfortable, especially in windy conditions, because a lot of mid layers tend to not cut / stop wind very well. But yeah, so we got those chest pockets on both sides, and then you got 2 large pockets. Like this jacket right here is like borderline smock level in terms of the storage capacity, because you have these 2 giant dump pockets, and your chest pockets have waterproof zippers, and then these pockets right here just have your standard zippers, but they have a nice large flap right there that covers over the zippered area. Okay, and then going down and looking at our pants here. Now, the pants are one thing that I'm a little bit disappointed, it's a strong word, but I wish they was just a little bit different in their design. But again, I think that, again, with this being the Hurricane model, and these do come in solid colors, I just opted for the US woodland pattern because it's just a dope pattern. But I believe these are geared towards like people that would, you know, be on fishing boats and doing a lot of activities like that. So the idea would be that they would just have the pants on for the whole day. You know, like they're not going to necessarily be needing to take off their pants, their rain pants, like, you know, on and off and extremely quickly. But yeah, these are the same durable material. One thing that I like about these is they come with and are suspender compatible, because with the British pants, they can, that elastic band, like you can cinch it down good, but like, you know, walking distance with them, just moving around, especially if you have like a gun or something large around your hip area, they can want to slip down from time to time. It's not a constant like annoyance, but it's something that can happen. So just having that extra bit of support, and they're also belt compatible, so that is nice. So going down to the ankles, as you can see, you can unzip them. You put them on. I've always used these with boots that are a thinner profile, so I'm kind of curious real quick to see if I can get these on with these Zamberlan boots. Okay, I can already tell you, yeah, I'm not going to be able to put these on with these boots, but I will put these on for you. That's a nice thing, though, about this particular tightening system here. Okay, and there you go. So that's the pants on. Yeah, I don't have the suspenders, but it is a really solid, good-looking, you know, pants and combo set. Going to the cons of the pants, aside from that zipper, is there's no pockets, and because you don't have the side zips, the only way to get to your pockets is to reach down through the elastic band and, you know, get your item out. It works really good for front and back pockets. However, if you need to get to your cargo pockets, which I'm, you know, if I'm out in the woods, there's a 95% chance I'm wearing cargo pants. That's where I keep medical gear and stuff like that on me. It's really difficult to get to those types of pockets without unzipping the fly and just pulling your pants out around your ankles. And again, if you have the suspenders on under your jacket and it's raining, that's, yeah, you know, just not an ideal situation. But still really do enjoy this. If anything, you're looking for this US woodland camo like rain style jacket, highly recommend it. I did used to have one of the nylon US parkas, and it was a pretty solid rain jacket, just not super breathable. And I recently sold it at a yard sale. But okay, and then before we look at the last jacket and pants set that is the most expensive, we're going to take a look at these, which are a much different material, and these are oilskin jackets. This particular model right here is the Countryman Duster jacket. So these are 100% cotton that have been treated with waterproof material. I did do a separate video on treating this jacket and some of the hats. That green one right there is still relatively fine, but this one you can still see, like, it has like a bit of a shine or sheen to it from that the oilskin treatment. And this one has a little bit of a flannel lining along the inside, and then you've got what I'm assuming is like a polyester material down here at the bottom, just so you're not in direct contact. It's also what's on the inside of the sleeve with that oilskin material, because that wouldn't really feel the best against naked skin. This one does come with a shoulder cape that buttons in over your shoulders. I've not really found the need for that. I'm sure if you was going to be in torrential rain, you know, just all day, you know, for 10 hours long, you would want that so that you wouldn't start to have any water coming in at your shoulders. Like, that's kind of the whole purpose of that, and along your upper back. But yeah, this jacket in size medium is really solid. I like that the arms have a good bit of room in them so that I can wear a layer, like a thick layer if I need to underneath. And then I just pair it with, you know, one of the oilskin hats, and it's good to go. You got the two front pockets here at the bottom, like the dump style pockets. And then you actually have two, they're kind of hard to see, honestly, but you have two lined pockets here at your mid chest area for like to warm your hands or to store gear in. But it's a really comfortable place to rest your hands. And these jackets just look good. So these are not only good for doing stuff in the woods, like they are heavy compared to your synthetic fabrics, but these are something that you can really just take and pile through most any brush, briars, brambles, stuff like that. I've done that with this jacket plenty of times, and I've yet to see any major wear or you know, tears on this material. So it's extremely tough. And out of all the jackets that I've worn like out and about, these two are probably ones that I've got the most people coming up and, you know, asking, like, you know, where I got it. Going on to this one. This is also, like I said, an Outback trading jacket, but this one is lightly insulated. It's got a bit of quilting like here along the bottom. It's got like a little bit of insulation behind this flannel, and then the inside of the arms are quilted. Plus, this one has a hood, which I know some people honestly don't really care for hoods much, but I think with the rain jacket and stuff, it's pretty important, and I like to have a hood regardless. Like, I pretty much only wear hoodies most of the time if I have the option. Now this particular model, if I'm remembering right, this is the Brant jacket, and you have some like reinforcement here on the elbows and on the shoulders. Then for the hood, this thing does have a pretty large hood. Like, I was really surprised when I first got this. You have the cinch cord so you can cinch it down, but it's got a bit of a peak there. And if you don't cinch it down, then you just have room for some Dumbo ears under here. Then, yeah, in terms of pockets, we got our dump style pockets, and in this one, I wore the squirrel hunt one day, got 22 shells in there, got an arc lighter, got a ferro rod, all of that good old stuff. And then you do have 2 button chest pockets. I didn't realize I had a bunch of all this stuff in this jacket, because just have broke this back out of the closet since the cold weather finally showed up. But yeah, just a really good looking jacket. I love that green color. It's like a natural, I'd call it almost like a pine or like a spruce green. And then with like those reinforcement accent pieces, it's just a good looking jacket. The only thing I will say is, and it's part of the style of this particular one, this one doesn't have as much room in it as that other model did, because this has more of like a fitted fit to it. And then some of that size is probably, you know, kind of taken up a bit too with the integrated insulation. But if you was wanting this particular jacket and you wanted to be able to wear thick layers underneath, then you'd probably want to size up. Because I'm 5'10", 150 pounds, mediums typically fit me great. With the Pentagon jacket and a lot of those other ones that are European, I have to size up. So like those are usually size large. So, you know, keep that in mind. But yeah, that is the oilskin. The only real big, it's not a con, it's just something to keep in mind about the oilskin jackets out of all of these, is they will require the most maintenance over time, but they will probably outlast and outlive all these synthetics, because eventually breathable synthetic shells, the material can start to break down between the breathable layers. And just look up a picture of that and you'll know what I'm talking about. So depending on use, depending on material, this, that, the other, sun exposure, things like that, the longevity will depend. But with these, you have to, you will have to retreat them if you want them to remain waterproof, and you do need to use the oilskin waterproof treatment. But I think the oilskin jackets are some of the best value for your money, because they make phenomenal outdoor jackets and they look really good as wear to town jackets, and they are going to last an extremely long time. But that covers the oilskin stuff. So now, right before it gets dark, we'll have a look at what is for sure the most expensive pieces here, and the most expensive pieces of rain gear that I own. And that is the VARUSTELEKA rain jacket and rain pants set. And I believe these are the L6 hard shell is the model. Okay, and with these, I got the medium regular, and there was still room, so I think VARUSTELEKA's sizing is a little bit better suited to a U.S. customer base, despite the fact, they're overseas over there. And this is in the MO5 finish woodland pattern, which, I mean, just holding that up right there with that little bit of contrast, it looks so good. It is one of my favorite camos for sure. And one thing I did kind of forget to mention about all of these, clearly being waterproof jackets, they do all have taped seams, but the taped seams on this VARUSTELEKA jacket is some of the best and most durable that I've felt out of these jackets. They're all good, like the Pentagon, extremely solid taped seams, but this one is just a step above. And this jacket is made of a breathable material. It doesn't have a name on it right there, if that is focused, but it stacks up very well in comparison to Gore-Tex. But throwing this jacket on, it's got a really nice cut to it. I mean, going back, like I've wore puffer jackets under this. You can see the room there in the arms. My only criticism, and it might just be the way my body's shaped, because I got more of like a triangle type deal going on, is I could use a little bit more room in the armpit area, because with that stretched down, there's about that much room, which that might look like a lot, but when you think about that in a circumference, and you have on a thick winter insulation jacket and a base layer, not a ton of room, so could have benefited from going with the size large in this. But now, being a military jacket, we got a lot of pockets. You have a really large storm flap with some just phenomenal top-notch Velcro. So we have 2 large chest pockets here. These aren't as large as the ones on that Pentagon jacket. Like, these don't go up into the shoulder, but they aren't coming in from that direction. They're kind of here on your side, similar to those ones that was on that Outback trading jacket. But still, plenty good size. Like, on this side, I got a pair of leather gloves, so if this side looks kind of funky, that's why. Got 2 good sized arm pockets. In this one, I've actually still got a ferro rod and a fire plug. Zippers are solid. I believe these zippers are these are waterproof zippers. So yeah, same thing on both sides. Arm pockets is one of those things, they really come into play when people's wearing like chest rigs, plate carriers, stuff like that. But they are useful just for like regular outdoor use, like keeping that ferro rod there. Don't even know it's in that pocket whenever I'm wearing it, moving around, but it's nice to have quick, easy access to, and it's a good backup. This one is designed so that you can wear it with a helmet or without. So we got cinch cords, but it's a very large, oversized hood to fit over helmets and stuff. And if you're just sitting, chilling, it's nice to have that little bit of extra overhang if you're just stuck out in the rain, to just give you some room to move around. And it's also nice not having it just pulled straight down over your ears, so that you can get some audio feedback if you're hunting. And then you also have the large cuffs here. I know that's something we didn't really touch on some of these, but you can cinch them down around your wrist if you need to really keep the rain out. But it's nice if you're wearing winter gloves, because you can open these up, slide your glove, like the gauntlet part of your glove up in there, and then just close this down around it. But yeah, I think that's all the features of the jacket to really touch on. And then moving on to the pants before it gets too dark here. These do have the much needed full zip up the sides. Yeah, so even with our clunky boots on, it is really easy to put these pants on. They also have places for suspenders. With these, I've not really found it super necessary, but again, we're going long distances. They will, time to time, want to slide down, especially, again, if you have a gun that these are going over. But yeah, we got our full zips down the side. We'll do that. These have much chunkier, like VARUSTELEKA has some of the best Velcro on their gear. I don't know if it's some other brand or something they do like in-house with their stuff, but their Velcro is just kinda, it's some of the best that I've ever used. So we've got our full side zips. They do have the 2-way zippers there, so you can unzip, you can get to your cargo pocket or your front pocket. But then they also include these 2 really nice, like the camos, so good, they just blend right in. But these 2 front facing cargo pockets, so they're not on the side, they couldn't be because of the zipper. But that's really nice if you're kneeling down and you just need to reach in and grab something, pull it out. So if you have if you want to put some medical things in there, is like I keep them in the cargo pocket like I said, or your headlamp, just anything you need to get to right quick, fast, and in a hurry, you can. And yeah, so that is the VARUSTELEKA rain suit. It is, extremely expensive, especially with tariffs now. Down over that so you can see, there we go. But out of all the synthetic rain gear, this is the toughest jacket and pants set. I think second would be the Pentagon one in terms of like durability based off of feel, followed closely by the British military version, and then the OILSKIN's in a category of its own. But that is all the rain jacket and pants sets that I have to show you today. And it looks like we finished this up just in time, because it's getting dark and it's getting kind of hard to see me, especially wearing this camouflage. But I hope this video was somewhat helpful. Again, just kind of my opinions, and I have spent a good bit of time using these individual pieces of gear. There's lots of other gear manufacturer stuff out there with stuff that I've never used. I do prefer this like military style stuff because it is typically tougher and more pockets, very well made. But like I've not really used any Arc'teryx rain gear. I've had like a North Face jacket, rain jacket before. It's fine, but it was like brightly colored, and that's just not stuff that really currently interests me. I can only give you feedback on the gear that I have field tested and used up to this point. I have used some other ones that just, sold them, got rid of them, just didn't care for them too much. But if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments section. All of these at the end of the day pretty much accomplish the same thing. You just got to choose what suits your budget, the amount of time you're going to be using it, how long you want it to last. Look at different companies like warranties and stuff, like, VARUSTELEKA and like OUTBACK Trade, and all these companies, like, they tend to have extremely good return policies, and if something breaks or damages, you can get things sorted out. When it comes to military surplus, you get what you get, and that's what you got. That's going to do it for this one, so please make sure that thumbs up button, subscribe if you have not already, hit that notification bell, share the channel videos with your friends, family, anybody that enjoys outdoor activities and gear. Again, hit me up in the comment section, opinions, thoughts, questions. You can check the video description for links to this stuff. And yeah, so until the next one, guys, adios.